How do you know what a customer is willing to pay? So a great salesman sets high goals on two fundamental metrics. The first one is sales revenue turnover for the year, and therefore for the quarter, and therefore for the month. But more importantly, what is really of strategic value is gross profit margins and the overall volume or quantum of sales you need to generate. So let's think about this year ahead and what those goals are. I hope you've set them. If you haven't, now is a good time. But I want to ask you a question that comes down to the basics. What is value? And how do you get there? How do you know what a customer is willing to pay? So I think there are two key ideas here. The first is user experience. And secondly, skills or awareness you need to create in order for you to start researching how value is created in the mind of your customer. Which, if you don't know those two things, you're in trouble. So let me speak about the first one. So I'm fanatical about user experience, but let me explain. You see, when your client first engages your sales team or the people that are client facing, you're giving your client sensory inputs, and they filter this through their brains and through their limbic or emotional brains, and they actually feel and think without consciously being aware of that. And in their subconscious, they then filter these sensory inputs to essentially check if four things occur. First thing is this threatening me? The second thing is this offending me? Is this luring me into a reward? And finally, is there real congruence to my goals? Am I actually going to get value according to how I see value? Thinking about what I'm buying, thinking about what I'm being offered. And so this is how they filter this experience. And so if I, through the user experience or through the client journey, provide an intentional process where I guide a client from an undesirable emotional state to a desirable emotional state, and I'm able to intentionally, consciously codify the client experience to achieve that, I'm actually providing real value. So often a client would come to us and say, I've built up this business, I've worked my whole life to build this business, and it's currently my entire pension. I now have to succeed this business to the next generation, and I feel fearful, I feel unsure, I've never done this before, and it freaks me out. That's an undesirable state. So I've got to guide a client from there to a desirable state of, wow, I've exited, I've de-risked, I've empowered the next generation, they're going from strength to strength, and I've helped them win because of me, and they love me for that. That's what we need to do. That's, by the way, what Business Game Changers have been doing for years, and we've got a few amazing success stories. But friends, that's what few people actually get in their sales client experience and journey. They don't take people from an undesired state to a desired state and then create value to the client that way. They're not even able or even conscious about the fact that that's how it works. Here's the whole point. Friends, as salespeople, as founders, as CEOs, as members of senior management teams, what we need to master is the understanding of value, where it comes from, and how I, as a sales leader, connect with, process the client through an experience, and ultimately lead the client to what they want through how I serve them. So remember, we're talking about value and user experience, but here's the key. The 4 pillars of emotional intelligence are self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. Few salespeople, few members of senior management team invest in understanding their emotional intelligence skills and sharpening that up so as to improve the user experience, and be super intentional in taking clients from an undesired emotional state to a desired emotional state. And so here's what I want to challenge you. Make this the year that you do proper research on the real change and value you add to clients. You've got to be able to answer that question, or else you're just going to be superficial in all your sales and you're going to struggle. Because you know what? Clients know. They know whether you understand value and whether you're there for them or whether you're just there to make your sales goals. If you have found this content helpful, I want to invite you to click on the subscribe button or visit our website where we've got numerous free resources to help you on your journey.